When you log into FSCharter, the first thing you'll see is the flight board. On the left-hand side of the screen, we have the navigation menu, which contains the flight board, flight map, FSMail, job marketplace, contracts drop-down, personal banking, and any company that you're part of. In the bottom, you have the release notes, the link to download the plugin, link to Discord, link to the documentation, a more section containing the aircraft database, an option to clear your cache, and attributions of the web page, and then the logout. In the top left corner, you'll see your username and your personal bank balance, as well as the number of stripes you have earned. Hovering over will show you your logbook hours, flights, favourite aircraft, and favourite aircraft type, as well as your rank and your level. If you click, you will see your statistics for each of the types available in FSCharter. Clicking logbook will show the number of flights you have flown in V2, achievements, rank, and personal settings. Inside the personal settings, you can change the currency and the weight by default. You can also restart the on-screen tours and change your SimBrief integration, passenger weight and baggage weight, as well as set custom airframes using a mapping function either based on tail number or aircraft type, then choosing the aircraft and then inputting your SimBrief airframe ID. You can also change your password and delete your account, but beware, these actions cannot be undone. The flight board and the flight map are the two places where all of the jobs currently ongoing in FSCharter are shown, as well as historic jobs in the flight board. You can see the jobs ordered by the most recent, showing the name. In the case of any partnership flights, you'll also see a logo of the partnership and an indication of what the partnership name is. You will see the location that they're flying, departure, arrival, and route length, the aircraft registration and type being used, the pilot, when they departed, when they arrived, and what flight state they're in. You can also use the filters to search for specific jobs that have already completed, for example, or jobs that left from certain airports or were for a certain partnership. You can see the number of flights now, last week, and last month. In the flight map, you can see the same information from the flight board. However, this information is only for airborne flights. For any particular flight, you can zoom in on the map and drag to pan. For any flight, you can click it to open up a new window which tracks. In this tracking window, you can see the telemetry of that flight, so the altitude as they're progressing, the speed, the forces, and the shock. You'll also get the information about the flight, and this bar is based on percentage of the flight route that's been completed. In addition, with any flight, you can press T when you have the label over them, and that will show you the route. Press T again to turn it off. If you press Z, it will zoom and show the trail as well, showing you where it's going to and where it's coming from. To get rid of that trail, just move the mouse close to the flight again and press T and it will disappear. FSMail is the place where you will receive automated emails from the system regarding anything that happens based on the settings that you have put for notifications. In this case, you can see notifications that there was no aircraft storage available, invitations to company staff, and new staff joining the company. The job marketplace, when it's pressed from the left navigation bar, will display in two different ways depending on how many contracts you have. In my particular case, I have more than 5 active contracts, so I'm always presented with this screen when I go to the job marketplace. I can choose up to 5 of these to show. I will choose just one and press search jobs, and this is now the job list for that company. If you don't have 5 active contracts, what you'll find is that you don't have that selection menu at the beginning. You're just loaded to this screen with any companies that you have contracts for having their jobs displayed. You can use the filter in the top to select any companies that you want to display. You can also filter jobs by company, legs, distance, departure, arrival, aircraft, or aircraft type. For each of these jobs, you can either click in the dock to display the job, or using the mouse, you can click the job directly on the arrow, and then it will filter directly to that job. Clicking the job will bring up the list of aircraft that are available to complete that job. If you have the privileges, either as a company owner or due to the rank that the company set to relocate aircraft, you will be presented with jobs like this, where it shows that the aircraft is currently at EDDM, but it could be relocated to EGGD to perform this job. If you don't have that privilege, these types of aircraft won't show up, and you will only see the ones where there's a green. For each of the aircraft, you'll see the seating configuration, so 190 passengers, 20 first class, 40 business class, and 130 economy. You'll also see the route information up in the top bar to remind you, and if you press preview on any of these aircraft, you will be presented with a window showing you where these passengers are coming from and where they want to go. You can also hover over in the map to see exactly where they're coming from and where they're going to. Any passengers with a green C, such as Kai here, are collaborative passengers, either internal or public. It means they've already done part of their journey on someone else's route or charter, and they need to do the next part of the journey or final part of the journey on your route or charter. For any passenger, you can also press the passport icon on their line. This will show you where they've come from, how they've got to where they are now, and where they want to go. In this case, it shows this broken red line because they are at EGGD, they want to go to VABB, there is currently no flight scheduled for them to get there. You can also see their name, the number of people in their group and their class, where they are now, where they came from, where they're going to, their budget, the distance, and the number of legs that they've done so far. For many of the windows in FSCharter, you will find this indication here. If you press this, it will expand the window to fill the screen. Press it again to collapse it back. Once you have selected the job that you want to do and the aircraft, hover over the row and click, and you'll see an Accept Job Confirmation button. If you press Accept, it will run through an acceptance procedure. This is longer the more passengers are getting onto the flight and the more onward legs that they have planned, as in the background all of that has to be set up for each of the passengers. Once it's completed, you'll see this job accepted notification down the bottom. The new job will appear in the flight board and you'll have the job up in the top corner. Again, this plane will move along the bar as the flight progresses. If you click the three dots, you have the option to view job details, which will show you how many people are on the plane, how much they're going to pay, where are they coming from, where are they going to, etc. You can also cancel the job or use the Open in SimBrief option, which will automatically open SimBrief and fill in the details from this flight in there. The contracts section is an expandable area. If you press My Contracts, then you will be presented with any contracts that you currently have. You can see that for these three, they are classed as owner contracts because I am the company owner. These are not. As I fly flights for these contracts, the percentage will change, the number of hours completed will change, and if it's a paid pro rata, I will see how much I'm being paid out of the total contract so far. In the case of these two, they are paid pro rata. In the case of this, it's paid on completion, so I have not completed any hours. Once I complete all 100 hours, I will get paid 50,000. To find contracts, navigate to the contract marketplace, which is under the My Contracts drop-down. And in here you can find all contracts currently available for which you are eligible. By default, the filters eligible, has jobs and has aircraft is shown. That ensures that you don't find any contracts that you cannot apply for, or that if you did apply for, would not have any work for you to do. You can also use other filters to search for pay on completion versus pro rata, eligible via application or eligible via automatic acceptance, as well as certain aircraft or certain locations. You can sort this area by hours or hourly pay, and you can use the contract finder tool to find contracts in places you want to fly or with aircraft that you want to fly with. In this case, I want to fly in a specific type of aircraft, the A320neo, so I can select it here. I can select more than one if I wish, but in this case just the A320neo, so I click next. I want to fly in the UK. I have no preference for the arrival, so I set anywhere. Then I click next, and I'm given the review to make sure that I'm checking this is everything I want. If I'm unhappy, I can press back and go to location or aircraft. If I'm happy, I press complete. I'm now shown every job that satisfies the criteria I set inside the contract finder. The last page in the navigation bar on the left is the personal banking. In here you'll see any banking that is related to your personal account in FSCharter, not your company account. Remember that many parts of this video are covered in documentation already. To access the documentation, go to the bottom left of the navigation bar and the link for documentation is there.